Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Kyle Richards of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills continues to be candid about living with anxiety. During a July 17 Amazon Live, she specifically opened up about her fear of flying while recalling a recent experience with Erika Jayne in Arizona. As she put it, "When you fly, when it's that hot, not fun, because of the turbulence." How hot was it in Arizona exactly? I looked over at Erika's phone, and it said 111 degrees while we were in the air and we were bouncing really hard, Kyle recalled. "I'd gone through hypnotherapy for my fear of flying, and it's helped. I'm really a much better flyer now, but no, I don't want to be flying when it's hot and we're bouncing and flopping around like that. Nope, no. Still, the housewife hasn't given up on conquering her anxieties, but she may have a little way to go before soaring cruise altitude above said fears. Kyle Richards as a guest on Watch What Happens Live in New York City on February 3, 2025. Fans may recall that Kyle underwent hypnotherapy to overcome her fear of flying on the very first season of RHOBH in 2010. More specifically, on Season 1, Episode 5, former housewife Lisa Vanderpump convinced Kyle to see a hypnotherapist before a 6-hour trip to New York because Kyle was a pain in the butt when it comes to flying. Kyle admitted she disliked the feeling of not being in control. So in Kyle's home, hypnotherapist Tom Silver used electrodes on her head and guided her through a trance to help her aerophobic concerns. "I have a feeling it's gonna work," Kyle said at the time. "I'm very positive." Flash forward to RHOBH Season 6, when Kyle invited the same hypnotherapist back to help former housewife Eileen Davidson get over her flying fears. Kyle said Silver saved her back in 2010, and she hoped the same for Eileen and her absurdly horrible phobia. To prove just how far she's come, Kyle sat in the co-pilot's chair of a PA, which RHOBH audiences know stands for private jet, for an exciting getaway to Cabo back in 2016. "I come a long way with my fear of flying," she said in a June 2016 Instagram post. Lisa Vanderpump took credit for the achievement in the comment section when she stated, "Yep, thanks to me." Get more updates on Kyle's life today, including the latest on her recent fallout with RHOBH. When you've spent over a decade bearing your soul in front of reality TV cameras, you expect a few dramatic moments. But for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards, her latest headline-making moment came not from a dinner party meltdown or a confessional confiding session, but 30,000 feet above the ground. Kyle Richards, 56, known for her signature long locks, heartfelt vulnerability, and sharp wit, has always spoken openly about her fear of flying. But a recent in-flight incident involving her longtime friend and co-star Erika Jayne has stirred up old anxieties and brought that fear roaring back into public view. And now Kyle's opening up about what really happened and how she's coping. It was supposed to be a simple flight, private of course. Kyle and Erika were heading from Los Angeles to Aspen for a winter girls trip, joined by a small film crew capturing moments for the upcoming season of RHOBH. But somewhere over Colorado, the ride took a terrifying turn. "We were mid-conversation," Kyle recalls in a tearful Instagram Live days after the flight. "Then the plane suddenly dipped. The turbulence wasn't just a bump. It felt like a drop. Everything shook. My stomach went into my throat. I grabbed Erika's hand so hard, I think I left a bruise." According to production sources, the turbulence lasted nearly 10 minutes. "It wasn't dangerous," one crew member said, "but emotionally, for someone with a flight phobia like Kyle, it was triggering." Perhaps more surprising than the scare itself was the role Erika Jayne played. Known for her icy glam persona and fierce independence, Erika has often been portrayed as more reserved than maternal. But in that moment of fear, Erika was all heart. "She stayed calm, calmer than I'd ever seen her," Kyle said. "She looked me dead in the eyes and said, 'We're not going down, Kyle, not today and not with these lashes on.' It was so ridiculous, it actually made me laugh. That laugh probably saved me from a panic attack." Erika later posted a photo from the flight, showing the two women holding hands. A caption, "Richard's turbulence, but we made it." Kyle has been candid about her flight anxiety for years, even documenting it during earlier seasons of RHOBH. She sought therapy, learned breathing techniques, and even tried hypnotherapy to manage it. "I had gotten to a good place," she admitted. "I wouldn't say I loved flying, but I could do it. I could board a plane without crying. But after that scare, It felt like I was right back to square one. The aftermath wasn't just emotional. Kyle says she cancelled a trip to New York the following week and briefly considered driving instead of flying for an upcoming charity event in Chicago. It's irrational, I know, she says, but fear doesn't ask for logic. Rather than retreat, Kyle is taking steps to face her fear head-on, once more. She's returned to therapy and begun working with a new coach who specializes in aviophobia. It's not just about flying, Kyle explains. It's about control. Up there, you're not in charge. You're trusting someone else with your life. For someone like me, who's used to managing everything, that's terrifying. Her therapist has encouraged her to pair flight exposure with emotional grounding. That includes visualization exercises, journaling, and even virtual reality simulations of flights. Kyle has also started a private support group via Zoom for people with similar fears, saying it's been one of the most healing things she's done all year. There's something powerful about not feeling alone, she says. Even Erika, who I always thought of as so fearless, told me she has her own anxieties she's dealing with. We all do. We're just better at hiding them. Fans wondering if this will affect Kyle's globetrotting lifestyle or future RHOBH adventures can breathe easy for now. I'm not going to let fear win, she said during a BravoCon panel in July. But I'm going to respect it and work with it. That's the difference. Bravo execs reportedly discussed the possibility of documenting Kyle's progress on camera, perhaps even incorporating a healing retreat storyline into the next season. But Kyle says she hasn't made any final decisions. This isn't just about a storyline. This is my real life, she says, and I want to be authentic in how I handle it. If sharing helps someone else, I'll do it, but I wouldn't force anything. When asked about the scare, Erika was her usual unfiltered self. I thought we were gonna spill champagne, not tears, she told Watch What Happens live host Andy Cohen. But hey, I held her hand. That's growth, right? She went on to say that she and Kyle have grown closer in the wake of the incident. You bond in those moments. You look at your friends differently when they let you see them raw. I respect her even more now. Vulnerability is brave. In many ways, the flight scare mirrors Kyle's recent journey, navigating uncertainty, learning to let go, and facing uncomfortable truths. Between a shifting friendship circle, her evolving relationship with husband Mauricio Umansky, and public scrutiny over every step she takes, both literal and emotional, Kyle has had to learn how to breathe through turbulence, both in the air and in life. I used to think being strong meant being unshaken, she said at the end of her Instagram live. But now I think strength is about shaking, crying, and still showing up, still boarding the plane. As Kyle Richards continues to face her fear of flying, she reminds us that bravery doesn't always come with fanfare. Sometimes it comes with a trembling hand reaching for a friend's, a whispered joke through tears, or a breath taken in defiance of panic. And sometimes it comes 30,000 feet in the air on a flight you never wanted to take, next to someone who reminds you that you're not alone.